know that I'm on my grind. Yeah, I'm self-paid, self-employed. I gotta get paid, homie, I gotta get paid.
Welcome back to another episode of Self-Paid. You got your host, Dom.
Alex here.
And we have a special guest. One of my homies we actually met about like maybe 15 plus years ago in middle school. I know I'm kind of getting old saying that.
Yeah.
But we did meet in middle school. We actually all went to the same middle school. This is my homie, Luis. Introduce yourself.
Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Loera. And I'm Dom's friend, and I'm an e-commerce entrepreneur.
Damn, he didn't
and
say
I'm
my
here
name.
to tell my story.
Facts. We're going to go straight into it. Okay. So where you from? Are you from here? Are you born outside of here? Where's your family?
And just like,
from?
who are you, right?
Yeah.
Just if someone were to ask you, and you would have to give a little bio, right?
All right. Yeah. So guys, I was born and raised in Silmar, California. My parents are immigrants from Mexico, from Zacatecas to be exact. And, I have a lot of, like Latino pride, and, I'm a Mexican. My first language was actually Spanish. So I was raised in a very Mexican household.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, let's start it.
All right. So basically, okay. So I know that what you do now, you're doing the whole e-commerce thing, which I don't know if anybody's kind of known what e-commerce is. If you want to describe it, it's more like selling online, right?
Yeah. So e-commerce is just having your business online, doing sales like internationally, to where you like make products or get products made for you and you ship them out, all over the US or even internationally.
So how did you get started in e-commerce exactly? I know I know how you got started, like or when it started.
You have an idea.
I have an idea. Yeah, I have an idea.
Yeah. Well, it's been a long journey, honestly. And so the way it actually started, like all the way from the beginning. So my dad has a custom ironworks company, and since a young guy, I was there working and like just learning about custom ironworks, which involves like anything made out of metal. Literally, we would do like fencing, gates, all sorts of like metal stuff. So I kind of like learned the trade little by little, starting from the bottom. And it was like in 2018 where I was like, I want to start my own thing. And what's it called? I was like seeing what some of my cousins were doing, because like they were doing some like e-commerce that involved like metal stuff. And my cousin was like, hey man, like you should like get into this and do that. And I was like, yo, like why not? Started so I got into it, started as small as possible, and then it just got built little by little.
What was your first month like?
My first month? No sales. Literally, dude.
What was your first month with sales?
With sales?
And how long did that take?
Yeah, so my first month with sales, it took like about like 3-4 months. And it was like, I would say like $2-3 grand. So it wasn't bad, but the reason is that my products are like 200 to like $400. So yeah, I got a couple sales.
Yeah, I think that's a good story though, because I think a lot of people, which may have been you at the time too, where you're seeing other people do it and you're like, as soon as I start first month, I'm going to make all this money. That's why I asked you, because I feel like in business, that's what everyone wants to start, because they think they're going to hit it. Right. And then they go 3-4 months with no deals or no nothing. But what was that like at that time? What were you doing outside of for income? Or were you not doing anything?
Yeah, so what I was doing at the time, I was working full time with my pops, and I was also going to CSUN, and I graduated from CSUN with my business management degree and a minor in finance, which honestly I didn't learn anything. I did not learn anything about like actual business. I don't want to like
it's like half the people that like whenever we talk to anybody that's like finished college or done anything, they're like, I didn't learn anything.
I learned how to network.
You learn more doing it yourself, huh? Like actually going into the business, starting it up, and like figuring the shit out that you need to figure out, huh?
Yeah, and I had to learn like everything on the go, obviously. And one thing I would say is that while I was with my family business, I also learned a lot of things as well. Started like doing like the most basic tasks. I learned a lot about welding, making actual things with metal, like doors and all that stuff. And from there, I moved up to like project management to be like a salesperson for them.
Within the iron company?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, within the iron company. And then I started doing project management, and then after that, once I got pretty good at it, I was like, Dad, I want to make a little more money, and I pitched him like a commission based bonuses, and he was like all for it, because he's a great guy. He's like definitely supported it, and as long as I was bringing in like bread, he was cool with it. So I learned a lot about like sales, project management, and how to be like a good leader and stuff like that. And it was actually until last year where I stopped working full time because my business was just doing good enough so that I could start focusing on it full time.
Nice.
So yeah.
Before that, you're always working with your dad, huh? Like since like kind of like from a young age too, right?
Yeah.
I remember one time I did I think 1 week or 2 weeks I dug pools with my uncle, and then I ran into you because like it was like in like I forgot where it was, like where's that over the 5 over like skirt ball over there.
Where the
skirt ball. Oh yeah.
Like
no, that's like four.
Yeah,
four or five,
it was a minute ago.
Yeah.
But like I remember I went to the food truck because all the construction people had like a break at like 12 or something or 11.
Oh yeah.
And then we went to the food truck, and then I'm just like eating my like burrito or whatever. And then I see this one, I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm here working with my dad. Yeah, this was like a minute ago. This was like right after high school, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember you always been with your dad. That's good that you actually branched out. Now you're doing your own. You said last year is when it started taking off. I see you started buying like machinery and stuff like that too, right?
Yeah. So just last year, last August, I made a good investment into a machine because I'm just trying to like build up my factory, and I gotta buy whatever it takes in order to like lower my costs or just like grow my business.
Right.
So that was like one of the pieces of the puzzle.
How much was that? If you don't mind me asking.
That machine was $200,000.
Oh shit!
Holy
shit!
Wait, I was like, what for the iron?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
for like so if you don't know, he made like a sheet metal for us and has our core values on there for Paxton.
Yeah, it's
For
big.
that
It's
machine,
super big.
it cost that much.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Damn, I thought you were
Could've
gonna
bought a
say like
Lambo.
$5-6 grand on that one.
5-6 grand.
Damn, 200.
Dude, that's like a payment, like a month.
Yeah, but that costs a lot. That cut a lot of costs onto making your stuff like with other people.
I'm sure there was a purpose though. Like
no,
you
yeah.
had to have done the math to.
Yeah.
for sure,
No, the purpose was like because it helped out like my business to manufacture more things, and then it also ended up creating like a good like side business where like I have my like operator run it, and like he just takes care of all the stuff and like does like signs for people, does like projects.
Yeah.
So yeah, it ended up being like an own business of itself. But my main business that like I started in is manufacturing and selling handrails and handrail products.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see you posting that.
so we specialize in handrails and railing products. Handrails are needed for stairs. They're actually needed everywhere.
Everywhere.
Every like 2-story house like has handrails and like railings. And it's kind of like it's very odd how I got into it because like I learned about like handrails and stuff while I was working with my dad, and I actually had a good amount of knowledge in it. So like right when my cousin told me like I should get into it, I was like, oh well, perfect. Like I could just
So what were your cousins doing? They're doing the same thing almost. They're making the handrails and doing stuff like that.
Yeah. So their specialty was making table bases.
Table bases.
Yeah.
With your
on the
dad's
side
business
On the
or a
side.
different business.
No. Yeah. They were doing like their own thing. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, but all of us like started like with my
with
dad.
your dad.
Yeah, and their pops too was like in it too. Like
Was your dad very like entrepreneurial growing up, or how did that happen?
Yeah, I would say my dad is very entrepreneurial growing up because like when he came here like as an immigrant, like I would say like 18 or 19, and he just had to like grind it out. Luckily he did have like some family over here, but he started like literally like selling like corn on the cob at parks, and then he started like recycling cardboard, and then from there like he like partnered up with his brother to do like metal.
Oh shit.
You know? Yeah.
And it's been that whole time since then.
Yeah, it's been that whole time, like just like building the company.
Yeah.
And
How long has it been in business?
yeah, he's been in business for like 30 years.
Okay,
Damn.
So he's
Yeah.
like even like well respected. Like
Yeah, and that says a
Yeah.
lot. That says a lot about just being in
Respect,
that much time. Like
Dude.
we all feel it now, and like 4 or 5 years, you're like, oh, crap. But imagine
Bro, 30
to be
years?
in business for 30 years. It's a like kudos. Holy crap.
Dude, yeah, no, he's been through a lot, honestly. And but yeah, no, he's always like taught me like about service, like all the clients love him. And yeah, he's a star for sure. Like he's always like been on top of business, and honestly he's been a hustler, because that was like his main priority, like just to like handle business and like take care of my family. And yeah.
Yeah. So in 2018 that's when you decided you kind of wanted to branch off and start doing your own thing? When like that's when you kind of started the e-commerce stuff, or?
Yeah, so it was like exactly like I got the like ideas like 2018 and started like exactly like late 2019 when I first like started posting my products online. And then like 3 months in, started getting a couple sales. And honestly, it took like I graduated college in like late 2020. And what's it called? I just started like putting more time,
Right.
towards growing the business. I obviously had my not 9 to 5, but I worked like a little more than that, like from 6 a.m. to 5, and then like from 5 to like 9 I would work like my small
E-com.
business.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I was just like trying to figure it out, how to grow, obviously, like figuring it out, like reading books, learning from other people, YouTube.
Yeah.
And it all like started.
You started working
out.
with your dad like right after high school, 2014, or like during high school too?
No, I was working like anytime I could.
Yeah, like weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially like
Damn.
summer. It all helped out. And I was glad for I always had like a little money.
Yeah.
So your bread and butter right now is the e-com.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
if knowing what you know now, would you have handled the way you entered e-com any different? What I mean by that is like
Yeah.
balancing, because you had to, you were still working with your dad,
Yeah.
right? Would you have done anything different?
Well, honestly, like the reason I was working with my dad, because I wanted to help my family business like as much as possible. Like he, I was like, I'm the only guy in the family.
I was
My
gonna ask that,
sisters, my sisters also work in the business, but I was like the one doing a lot of the operations.
Mhm.
So I was like just trying to help out and do all that stuff. And I still help out like as much as I can, but I'm just not like as a like
involved.
daily active role, you
Yeah.
know. And honestly, I have been learning like as I evolve as an entrepreneur. Like I don't want to be like a daily active role, because you can only do like one thing at a time.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that. Damn, that's your dad actually. Now that you kind of mentioned about like the family and stuff, your dad actually put a lot of like entrepreneur like into the family too, because your sister owns like her own gym,
Mhm.
right? And then you believe there's a restaurant.
Damn, I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a restaurant in there somewhere.
Mhm.
Your
Yeah.
mom or
Yeah, no, my dad bought the restaurant, so like my my sisters could like
What's the restaurant's name?
handle it. It's called Lychee's Mex, and it's like in Tahunga.
okay, bet.
All right, check it out.
Mhm.
And then the gym.
And the gym, it's right in front of the CSUN,
Oh, okay.
like
bet.
on Reseda. Yeah, a lot of people like in the valley know about the gym. It's a dope gym.
It's a
Like
private gym, right?
yeah, my
Yeah.
my sisters, that's their thing. They started up, and yeah, it's been going.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 3 sisters.
And you're the
Only dude.
youngest, middle.
I'm like the bottom middle. Yeah.
So you're third. You're third place.
Third place.
Third
Not
place.
first.
Damn.
Damn, was there any like? I mean, of course, your dad had his hardships. Were there any hardships that like came along when you were trying to branch off and do your own thing? I mean, I know you always had something to kind of like rely on
Mhm.
with your father, but like wanting to just switch off and go into your own route. Is there anything that you kind of went through when starting that, and like any doubts that you may have had or anything?
Hell yeah, dude. I had so many doubts. Like literally, I would say one of the hardest decisions, like, and it's like it doesn't seem like a very hard decision, but one of the hardest decisions was quitting like full time and like
Making that
actually
leap.
like getting the balls to tell my dad like, yo, like
Yeah,
I just
I'm
want to
taking
like
the business.
I just want to do my business, because like I don't know, I like it a lot better. The reason I didn't like the main reason I didn't like my role in that business was because I was driving like literally every day, like 2 up to like 4 hours a day.
Like
in
your
this
main
truck?
stuff was in the car.
Yeah,
driving.
yeah, like the truck or like, you know.
So you're filling up every day.
Almost. No, almost. Yeah. I was just driving so much because I had to go to the projects, you know, and like all the projects
Check in
are like
everywhere and, like-
Beverly Hills, going for this project to that project, meetings. And honestly, I just like, I was fed up with it. I was like, dude, what am I going to do? Like, if I don't like this, like, I'm not going to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, I got to go harder and I got to, you know, build up my business so that I'm able to like, just not do this anymore. Like I don't want to be in the matrix.
What was it? What was it that when telling your dad? Because I know, I mean, for being like the only son, I'm pretty sure he wants you to kind of take over the company. Are you still? Is that still like in like the works? Is it still like something that you want to do or he wants you to do, or how's that?
Yeah, like I'm super down to obviously like take over the company, but the thing is like I just don't want to be like involved in the day to day. You know, be like an actual like manager, administrator, like
I mean, just hire. You could hire.
Yeah,
you could
hire.
just
Hire the
and, like,
operator,
oversee
yeah.
everything, huh?
That's it. You know, like as you go in business, you're gonna learn that you could hire people and they probably might do a better job than you.
Yeah.
You're not the shit. You know?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Damn. So what about next steps? Any like, obviously I know you have goals and whatnot.
Yeah.
Where do you see it going within like the next decade?
Yeah, well, honestly, like right now the goal is to get to 8 figures, but it's doing that by seeking like higher leverage opportunities within the within my space. You
You're
know?
talking about 8 figures e-commerce.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 8 figures e-commerce, and you know, yeah, just figuring out how to get like more sales by like getting better clients. That's it. You know, like I started, you know, dealing with what's it called? Before, when you start, you obviously want to sell to everyone. You know, you think everybody's like your client, whoever gives you money, but then you start learning that there's actually a lot better clients and people who will buy more, that will pay more. And yeah, you just got to figure out who
Complain
that is.
less.
Complain
I don't know
less.
if you deal with complaints.
Bro,
Yeah?
yes, bro.
Like
There's
crazy?
people who act like ask
Yeah.
for crazy things,
Dude,
and they're like, "Oh yeah, can I get a discount?" It's like, no.
Yeah, and that's what I've been telling some of the guys. Like I remember Ryan, it was Ryan, where in the very beginning, of course, when you first start, you want like you're gonna sell to anybody who wants it, right? And you know, he started selling a couple of deals, and then this one client like haggled him to the bone, like crazy, dude. And that was when he learned this, because I would always tell him like, dude, sometimes like as much as you want them, it's sometimes not worth it. And this is what it is because we're gonna provide a level of service that it's a trade-off, right? Like if I don't get any, like it sounds like superficial, but like I have to receive some compensation to give you the level of service that, you know, we want to provide. But I remember it was just like, because I learned very early on too, where I was like, I'm gonna close anything. And that's when I realized, I was like, dude, I gave you such a great deal and you're still like, what?
Nagging,
right?
It's like,
And so I said that to Ryan, and same thing. It came to a point where she was like threatening Ryan for all this random, and I was like, dude, just drop it. And then now it's like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. Like, but that's crazy. I didn't realize ecom, because I don't know the ecom space like that.
Yeah.
But it's you handle all the, like, in terms of operations too. Like it's just you right now.
Yeah. So I mean, no, I'm just the one that like, I mean, oversees like most of it. When I started, like I just had like one person making the products, building the packaging the products and shipping them out, and I would like help them out. And then
in terms of like customer, like customer service and whatnot.
Yeah, so now customer service, I have a customer service rep, and then I have a virtual assistant.
Virtual assistants, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's helped out so much, because it's like, dude, you could do everything, but like once you start getting like more volume and like it's gonna be a lot of messages, and it's just stuff you don't need to deal with. You got to learn how to like start delegating.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just like once you start getting like those like reps in like volume, like it's like, dude, like why are you gonna do this like a million times when you could just pay somebody like less than $15 to do it.
Delegating is huge though. Like that's something that I think a lot of people learn the hard way. Like obviously in business, but like even in leadership and whatnot. But there was a point where you feel like you can do it the best, right? And so you're
we
doing
have
it.
that as like entrepreneurs, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I've been doing this for so long, like I could do this the best. It's like
And I felt that too, where I think it was like 2 years ago. I was like, I would task things, but it wasn't done like the way I wanted. I was like, God, let me do it again.
like screw this guy.
But then that's crazy. I didn't realize it was like that. I thought ecom was like, well, I guess there's different kinds.
Like dropshipping?
There's different. They're different kinds.
Yeah, there's a lot of different stuff. I guess like it kind of gets like a bad rap, but like no, like we make all like most of our products, and it's like a whole like process because they're like semi-custom. You know, different lengths, and and like we make everything like it's a whole like from raw material to finishing.
Oh,
to
you're like manufacturing.
Yeah, we're manufacturing like a lot of stuff, and then we like also do get other stuff that we can't do, like we outsource it. And
For anybody that's like kind of watching right now, do you have any advice that like maybe they're in your position where they're working for their parents or working for a different company and they know that, because obviously e-commerce started getting like like our kind of generation, like a lot of the older heads don't really know what e-commerce is and stuff like that, like, and they don't know how to even transfer over. For anybody that's like in your position where they're working underneath somebody or working underneath their parents that want to that have the idea of like, okay, maybe we can sell things online, what kind of advice would you give them to kind of help them start that journey within e-commerce?
The best thing is to like maybe you like figure it out, learn from somebody else who's like already doing it, but you're also gonna have to like try out some stuff and just don't give up too easily because it's obviously gonna take time if it's worth it. But like start looking into stuff. Honestly, one book that really helped me a lot was called 12 Months to a Million by Ryan Daniel Moran, and it shows you how to like build an audience and create a product for that audience, and then you could like sell it to them. And you honestly don't need that much money to start because like sometimes like the products, if you get them like manufactured like in another country, China, there's not that much, and you could just request samples. Like sometimes they give you samples for free, literally, like because they want your business.
Damn, well, that's one way to start. That's fire. Now that you kind of like, obviously, we're all not like super well off where we can just do whatever you want, but I see that you've been traveling a lot more now. What kind of made you want to do that? You just like, it's been too long where you've already been like stuck in. You're like, I gotta go outside because you've been traveling a lot lately.
Yeah, no, like it's like, dude, we gotta. Honestly, it's the best time to travel. Like when you can. Like honestly, my goal was to set up my business so that like it runs itself. Yeah, it doesn't like need me. Because you honestly don't want to be like stuck in the business all the time. You don't want to have it rely on you. Like it should be like a well-oiled machine or like a machine.
That's what Andy Frisella says. He says that there's a difference between you working in the business and working on the business, right? And
exactly.
Of course, I do believe that when you do start, you have to work in the business, right? And that was the transition that I struggled with early, and it's probably the same thing for you too. But when I started, I was still selling, right? I had to manage operations. I had to manage all the finance. I had to manage just everything.
But I'm everything guy.
Yeah, I'm the wearing all the hats, right?
Yeah.
And I just kept someone told me like, the longer you stay, it hinders the company, right? But there's like, I also heard the other way around where a lot of people tried to exit that role too soon because they think they're too whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
But that is something that I struggle with because when I was selling, and I know I was doing the majority of the deals. Yeah. Like on my back.
Top salesman.
Yeah. And I stepped out to try to work on the business, and sales dropped. I'm like, damn, I gotta go back, right?
I mean, that's part of it. But yeah, you're gonna have to find somebody who maybe like shadows you for a bit. And then,
that's what we did.
Yeah.
Is that how you did it? Like you trained you groomed one person, or?
Yeah. So one of my main guys, like he that's been there like since the beginning. I taught him how to like do all the like tasks that like that had to do with operations. You know, so he knows how to.
So like you groomed him
fulfillment.
into you being able to step out and like work on the business.
Yeah. So he handles all the fulfillment, and like and then the customer service reps handle like all the incoming like orders and like messages, so that I'm able to like, you know, make moves to grow the business, whether it's like making new products,
Steer the boat.
yeah, or like you know, trying to go into like another platform, you know, because there's many platforms you can sell on. Obviously I started with Etsy because that one's like the easiest one to post like physical products on, and then now I'm just mainly focused on Shopify, because Shopify is the best one when you have your own when you have your own website. Literally, that's like the best one to grow. I started with Squarespace on my own website, not so good. Honestly, you can't build on top of it. Like you need to really build like a quality site. And also like for me, another thing is working on content that has to do with my products, you know, that brings in free traffic. So that's another thing.
All right. How's everything with okay, so a lot of like entrepreneurs that we kind of follow, like that, you know, we listen to their podcasts or the books that we read, a lot of it has to do with working out. How does that come to, because I know you're big into working out too. How does that come into like, how does that in your life, like how does that affect you in your life with when it comes to working out?
Well, yeah, working out, you know, having a healthy lifestyle is better because, you know, it sharpens you, makes you disciplined, gives you structure in your life. Because when you are not living a healthy life, you're kind of like sort of, you know, you're not in control, basically. Like you'll just
like
you'll let stuff slip. You'll go, you know, you'll get too overweight, and you won't be like basically on your like best frequency. And I also believe in like, you know, having good energy too, and working out gives you great energy, you know, focus.
Those endorphins just naturally, just, you know, you're out there. As soon as you finish the gym, you're just like, yes.
Yeah. And especially like working out in the morning, like it gets your day started to like, to be really good.
For sure. You've done challenges too, right? You've done 75 hard.
I want to get into the running.
Dude, oh my gosh. Yeah. So
you were
75 hard savage.
You were never a runner, huh?
I wasn't a long distance runner.
That's my point. So that's what I wanted to get into, because I never seen you run until, I don't know, maybe a year ago.
Hard, no? Yeah, that's when you started running more,
yeah,
right?
I was just like running like a little bit during there, like for the 45-minute like outdoor workouts.
Yeah.
But then I was like, screw it, like I'm gonna sign up for a half marathon and then a marathon. It was like kind of like
fuck it. Right? That's what you gotta do. You just gotta say fuck it, huh?
Yeah, you gotta sign up.
You don't want to do a marathon.
No, dude.
Once you sign up, you're like, damn, fuck it, I'm locked in.
Yeah, so you know, I signed up for the LA marathon. I was like, yo, I gotta run it, and I was like, yo, my goal is to run under a 3-hour marathon. And it was crazy, honestly, because I would like tell people, I was like, yeah, I want to run it under a 3-hour marathon. And they're like, what? Like, come on, dude. It's like your first marathon. But so I ran my first half, went really good. Ran my full. I didn't obviously hit my goal the first one. But then I was like, okay, I'm going to prepare with more time. And actually, one of our friends, like Sergio Larios, his dad is like an elite runner.
Oh, really?
And and really? I like,
holy shit.
Yeah, and I like just met him, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna show you like what you got to do in order to like run a really good marathon. And
so there's a process, there's a whole process to it. You don't just run every day and like, figure it out.
Really? Damn,
yeah, no, there's like specific training that will help you a lot. It's
specific training as in mentally, or like as in how to breathe, how to run, how to like what steps.
No,
like,
it's mostly like training. Okay. Yeah, it's like it's hard training.
You mean like interval train, like actually doing the reps?
Yeah, the different types of like workouts. Like there's like track workouts, long runs. Long runs are done on the weekends. But what he basically told me, he's like, yo, you got to run 50 miles a week in order to like get under 3 hours.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I was running 50 miles a week, you know, but we broke it down: long run on the weekend, a track workout, you know, and then 2 other like medium-sized runs. But yeah, it was a lot of mileage.
Yeah,
a lot of mileage.
You did it smart. I did it like a.
Yeah. You did a marathon?
No. So I did when I did 75 hard, I was doing 4 miles in the morning. Just like it was like an easy pace, like 9 minutes. No, and I'm not a runner.
That's good though.
But I was just, it came to a point where I wasn't tired at all after because I just got used to it. And then there are times where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna run 10 today.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro,
and I
this
didn't.
This motherfucker did a fucking what was it, 4x4x4?
You did
Yeah,
the Goggins one.
4 miles every 4 hours.
Yeah,
For 40
during 75 hard, and I
During
still did an
75
indoor
hours.
workout.
Yeah, and he did an
And you
indoor
got injured?
workout. That's
Yeah, so
crazy.
I
Yeah,
did
that's
that.
crazy.
So
Yeah, that's really crazy.
when I did it on my last, I had like 3 days left of 75 hard, and I was like, dude, we might as well finish it with this, right? And I was like, what better
Gotta
way?
go hard at the end.
So I did that, and because I have it on my Instagram, but on mile like 16 or whatever it was,
16
yeah, I
miles.
felt like my femur, like it felt like it was caving in, like
What?
inward, right?
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I see Goggins on his story, and he was like, oh, you're a bitch, and I was like, all right, man. So I kept running, bro. I kept running.
You don't know me,
And-
son.
Yeah, bro. And I finished mile 44. I finished mile 44, and I was like, dude,
44.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
yeah,
How many miles is it? 48
It's
hours?
48. It's 48 miles.
48 miles?
Yeah.
What?
Damn.
So I did 44, and I remember just thinking like I have to go to the hospital. The whole time I was like, I'm not a bitch. I'm not a bitch. And I kept going through, and then I ended up
Damn.
I got rhabdo, and I tore my IT band.
And he still left.
And then
finished.
yeah. So I finished it again, but it was like the crap what he's doing right now reminded me of when like we did like because he trained like he's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it properly.
Bro,
Properly, yeah.
nah, dude, I
Yeah.
can do that.
Bro, I
Crazy
did
stuff.
the
I'll do it.
yeah, I mean you have the mentality now, it's like I'll do it. But dude, it hurt me. Like I did a bike ride, the Century, the 100-mile bike ride, died. Like
100-mile
yeah.
bike ride.
But it was just like my IT band killing me. And going back, I'm like, all right, I should have just trained because I had people telling me, like my old boss in the Marine Corps, he's a marathon runner,
Yeah.
and I know what you're talking about when you say like on Monday you run 4 miles, on Wednesday you run 8 or whatever, and then
Yeah.
the whatever it is, right? The little schedule that he gives
Mhm.
you. I don't need that. Oh man.
It makes it easier. It makes it easier.
Nah,
for
but
sure.
you got an impressive time. This is your
Yeah.
second marathon?
Yeah.
Okay, so
My
you
second-
Yeah,
okay,
explain
so
that
you have
first.
to explain how the qualifications to even get into the Boston Marathon and stuff. like that.
Yeah. So in order to get into the Boston Marathon, you have to run a sub 3-hour marathon, and I ended up running that in my second marathon. My first LA marathon, I got around like 3 hours 19, and then
Still fast.
my second one, that was a San Diego rock and roll, I got 2 hours 57.
Nice. You
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
made the cut right there.
Yeah, I was pretty close, honestly. And that race was really, really tough. Not gonna lie, like I did not
Can you-
expect it, and
yeah.
I went really fast at the beginning because I was like, dude, I gotta just gun it, because then sometimes like at the end, like you're playing catch up,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be even worse because you're tired, So I was like averaging like a 6:30 mile pace for like about like 20 miles. And then all of a sudden, like the last 4 miles, dude, it was like all uphill, bro. I was like, damn, I did not expect this. Honestly, I didn't really know the course. The like marathon nerds like study the course and stuff. I was like,
Yeah. So what was like walk us through the mental thought process of like little milestones throughout the marathon?
yeah, like so while you're running the marathon, you obviously like the day before you have to prepare well. You have to eat a lot of carbs, drink a lot of water, and stay really hydrated, because it's like it's a pretty big challenge. You're running for like more than 3 hours straight, and you also have to sleep well. But I didn't really sleep that well. And while I'm running, like you start off good. You're just cruising. You gotta like make sure your times and like you're hitting all your times the whole time. And like after like I would say like mile 12, I was like, damn, dude, am I really gonna be able to do this? Because like I still got half of it at least. It's like a mental thing,
Mental, yeah.
but you just gotta like keep going hard and like pushing yourself, and make sure to stay on your times, because like once you start dropping, like you're gonna have to make up for it later. But yeah, honestly, when I started like really hurting was like mile 22, and that was like the last 4 miles left, and dude, it was like a crazy uphill. Like literally, I got lucky that I had ran like the other what's it called, miles fast, because I slowed down so much on 1 mile. Like I ended up doing like an 8-minute pace.
Yeah.
So that like
Killed your time.
cut a lot of time. So I was like, damn, I gotta go like I got to go hard and like really finish this, you know?
Damn.
Dang.
How did it feel finishing under the time you said you were?
Dude, it was unreal for sure, you know? I was just like, I trained really hard for this. Like, I was like, I gotta hit it, because if I don't hit it, like, what the hell was this all for?
Yeah.
You know, it
Damn.
was like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and that's what I tell people all the time. I had a conversation with Jesus recently, and I just told him, like, dude, you're already going through it. Get something from it, like, right? And I feel like a lot of times people, they just quit because it gets a little hard. Because, like, dude, you're running it in under 3 minutes. I know people who ran their first marathon in 7+ hours.
I mean,
dude, yeah,
they still did it. Fuck it.
yeah.
It'd probably be like at 6.
Huh?
It'd probably be like at
Yeah.
6.
So I was
Go
like, but yeah, and I think at least for those of you listening, I know it sounds like we're talking about running. Obviously we are, but
I was really hoping you were gonna get into this.
Yeah.
I was listening to him. I'm like, bro, I know Alex is gonna intertwine this with
yeah,
life.
but that's what it is, right? Like,
Yeah.
and the reason why, like, I even ask about mindset is because really I think that's what it comes down to with anything, like
Mhm.
how you handle the stress, whether it's physical or mental, and in your case it's probably both, right? Like,
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, I know it hurts, but
It hurts.
being able to find a way through it, I think is really what makes the difference between you quote unquote successful and not, right? I mean, that's how I choose to live. Again, like, I don't think we were handed, like,
Handouts.
yeah, I never had
Mm.
handouts, and I say it all the time, like, dude, I don't have another option. Like, when I first started, I don't have another. I can't go back, like, you know what I mean? But it's during those times I look back at it now, where you're probably laughing about it. I mean, I'm relating it to running, but
Mhm.
you're looking back at mile 22, laughing about it. You're like, oh crap! But it's the same thing even in business. Like, I remember the times where I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this.
Yeah.
Bro,
But yeah,
for sure, we've been through that. For sure.
yeah. But I did want to get into it. If you don't follow Luis, you always post, like, and I think they're like, if people just took the time to listen, I think they would get something from it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I want to get into. Right. What advice as a whole do you have for anyone listening? That it doesn't have to be e-commerce. I'm just saying in life as a whole, something that you applied that really flipped things for you.
I would say one of the most important things is that you gotta, like, figure out what is it you actually want from life. And it's like, you know, because you're gonna meet a lot of, like, people, and it's good when you meet, like, really successful people too, and you gotta, like, pick and choose, like, what is it that you want? Because, like, maybe this guy's super successful but he's an asshole, or this guy's super successful but he works too much, or, you know, there's all these, like, different, you know, things, but, like, you gotta really, like, create and see your life for what you want it to be, and not like what, like, you, like, other people expect you to want. That's what I would say. And once you figure that out for real, then you got to just, like, go after it and do not give up too easily. That's it.
I say that I say that to the guys though. Like, you figure out whether your goals are actually your goals
Mhm.
during times like this, right? Because a lot, like, in reality, if I were to ask both of you, like, what would stop you from achieving X?
Mhm.
What would be the answer? Yeah, you were not, like, it's not. I'm gonna get it. But
Mhm.
I do see, like, it's very easy, especially in our industry. Like, we're commission, right?
Mhm.
So you can tell when someone's serious about their goals or
Yeah.
not just by, like, straight intensity, right? Because, like, damn, I'm like that. I always tell the story, but there were times where I wondered how I was gonna pay the mortgage,
Oh.
and I was like, I haven't got
Damn.
paid in
Yeah.
this many
Sheesh.
weeks, right?
Yeah.
But that whole back against the wall is really what got me out there. And of course, during those days, I was like, I can't stop thinking about it, but it was out there, right? But yeah, dude, that's that's what I wanted to do. So if you don't, again, I mean, you're gonna see his Instagram on there, and
Yeah, we'll pin everything down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Even the book that he mentioned earlier, we'll have it down there as well. Do you have any other recommendations that you think anybody should read? Any podcasts to listen to before we end this off?
Yeah, definitely. Like, if you want to grow your business, you have to listen to all of, like, Alex Hermosi's business books, and yeah, there's if you guys have any like e-commerce questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Or the people.
And like help you out with anything.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Hell
that.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope you guys learned something. Again, our podcast isn't for, you know, for us to be like, oh, we're the next viral thing or whatever. Our podcast is simply just to educate the people that follow us, so you guys can learn something new, hopefully grasp something, and, you know, you like take action. To be honest, that's all that it really is, because he didn't take action until, you know, 2018 when he wanted to do his own thing with e-commerce, and e-commerce was a brand new thing according like with on all of us.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for that, he wouldn't be where he's at today, you know. So hope you guys got something from this podcast or in any podcast that we ever dropped, the ones in the future too. Hope you guys do learn something. We wish you guys the best. If you guys have any questions for me, Alex, and now Luisa too, you know, to ask us, DM us, and we're pretty on top of our DMs as much as possible. So, you know, hope you guys had a good listen.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Last thing, if you want to start a small business, you got to start small. And one thing that like really changed it for me was getting onto Google and using Google Ads. So I would highly recommend it. But that is it, y'all.
We'll see you guys on the next podcast.
Peace.